So we've broken below the 2,700 level on the SPX in the pre-market. I wasn't on the desk in the afternoon when the Fed stuff came out, but we did cover in the morning meeting. We broke to the upside to look for a pop up to 273 or so, where we started on this down day. We got that. We got a failure there, and then we just basically came down and tested Tuesday's support area. But now with the gap below this downtrend day's low, it's very similar to this day in the sense that we moved sideways. So we failed the 280, we moved it down, we moved sideways, we gapped down, we had a downtrend day. We moved sideways, had the Fed, obviously we popped to the upside, failed, closed bottom of the range. We're gapping down below this, so we are set up for another downtrend day. Doesn't mean we have to get it, obviously, but we have levels to go to from a few weeks ago when the market got hammered to 265. And I think kind of the first areas were at 267.5. At 267.5, we're down about 280 on the SPYs, which is a big move, pretty big move. So I would be looking for buyers to come in this area right here. If you don't get that, or we get that and we get like a dollar bounce and then we take that out in the afternoon, then you can look for the bigger, the bigger move. And if we close weak, people are going to start to think about, wow, are we going to take out this low from the beginning of March? And I don't know about retest what was the low, 252 or something on the SPYs? 253. I don't know if people are going to be thinking about this, but certainly if we take this out, 262 was the big level after we bounced off the lows that we had to hold, and we did. And that's what people will be thinking about if we close weak today. So just for those of you who are newer on the call, so when the volatility ticks up like this and the market starts to break down, what we do is we say the market itself is in place. So our focus always every day is to find the best risk reward stocks to trade. And normally that's something with a strong catalyst. Like for today, for instance, we look at GES, OMER, but also on our in-play list is VXX and SPY. Because when the market becomes in play, we look at the market ETFs. There's momentum trades in and out. And that's what our focus goes to. Right now, we pop back up to 268. I think I put 268 on the sheet as inflection, meaning if we start to show some strength above it, then start to hold above, then you can look for the bounce back up to the pre-market failure area. But if we kind of have a little bounce up and then we get back down below it and we start to hold, you look for that at least to move to 267.50 and then kind of see from there. But right now, sellers in control. Let's take a look at VXX. So we know the other day we double topped at 45, came down hard. Wow, we hit 40 yesterday. That's a spot where some people probably bought. It's pretty wild. 40 back up to 42, back down to 40, back up to 42. It's this right here. VXS is going to be elevated today. This is the area here where I would think it would support. Really hasn't been below 43 in the pre-market. But yeah, 43.30 to 43 to look for buyers to kind of step in there. We'll see if it spiked right to 45 on the open, and I mean, it's not the worst idea to look for a failure there for a quick scalp on the short side, but I wouldn't give it too much room. So where are we now? On the actual VIX, we're at 20. We topped out at 22. Well, we'll see where it is at 9:30. With the VXX pricing, we adjust every day, so it can't really use the levels like the SPYs as much. But we'll get a good feeling right when the market opens. We'll get a good feeling whether or not this is adjusted up enough for where the VIX is going to be. Then IWM, which has been relatively strong compared to the SPYs. You can see it double topped. I think 158 it's actually pretty good. So yesterday, I think we talked about if it got above 157 to look for the move to 158. I guess that happened at 2 o'clock. It got a little bit above 158 and it came all the way down to, geez, it's wild action in IWM. So, above 58, down to 57, back up to 58. Definitely have to be a momentum trader to take advantage of those sorts of moves. Looking at it this morning, because of the relative strength, I would just say if it gets back above this 56.20 area, you can look for buyers to kind of step in again, especially since the news that may be driving some of this weakness is the 60 billion trade tariffs they're talking about out of the White House against China. And IWM tends to outperform whenever, because of the small caps in there, the more domestic related production as opposed to the large caps in the S&P tends to outperform the SPYs. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get a bounce if the IWM bounce on a percentage basis is much stronger than the SPYs. So we're back above 268 on the SPYs now. All right, so let's get started on in-play stuff. OMER is the first one, and Jesus H. So when I was getting ready for the morning meeting, it was down here at 1670 was kind of the next resistance. And then above that, it's 17.5, and we've already blown through both of those. So let's just... Looks like you could... Let me go to the 2-minute. So this is really super in play. It normally only trades 1.3 million. It's probably going to do 20 million plus shares today. So just looking at it from like this, since I was getting ready for the morning meeting, I hadn't looked at it. So it got up to 1780, came in, they accumulated 1730. I don't really know how much more upside it has from this. Let's go to the daily. I guess it's just coming back up into this area where it had failed. It's now basically this news, plus their payments are in the legislation. I guess the omnibus spending bill coming out of Congress yesterday. I guess that puts it right back in here. So, yeah. So any type of flush on the open down to like 1780, like that area here. That's where I'd be looking for support. It's too bad because obviously if that break happened during the day, I participated. Yeah, so it's been nothing but up so far. The volume that really took it, I guess it came in around 835, just took it from 15 to 17.5. Might have been like an upgrade or something. Let me check that. No, I don't see anything new. They just can charge higher prices to Medicare. So, yeah, so it could fail. It failed here above 19. Wouldn't surprise me if it came into like 18, maybe something in the high 17s. But it looks like it's going to be, something like this, where even if it comes in, makes a lower high, comes in here, we'll get bought somewhere in here and do like a retest. So that's how I would look at that. GES. And SPYs are breaking down again. I thought I got flat the SPYs. So, yeah. Right, so 16 is the first support. My thought was if it came in somewhere into this area right around here, right on the open on a flush, I'd buy it for move back up to 17. Here's the daily. I don't know why the chart keeps on changing when I do that. So the numbers are actually really good, and they raised guidance. So pretty bullish. I mean, the market's obviously getting hammered today, but I thought the numbers and the guidance were good enough to get this thing back up into this area here, and then they might even take it from there. So yeah, any type of dropout on the open below 16.5, I'd be buying, or move back up for a close up here. See where it gapped down last quarter? Just give me 1 sec. So I can pull up some more. I had a bid in front of that 67.50 that I was just talking to you about. So let's take some sales there at 80 cents. All right. And if it doesn't have that drop out to this area here where I'd really like to buy it, just watch 16 like 80s. And if you notice it only bottoms in the 1680s and then it's holding above 17, you can make a play in that scenario as well. And then VXX and SPY we already went over. For second day, GIS, longer term, probably makes a move down closer to 40, but right now it did hold. Jesus, it's so fucking annoying. So made the fade trade above 46 on the open. When it couldn't hold below 45, I added to the position below 45. And then when it had this reversal bar covered, came back down again and they bought it at 45. So they're definitely buying it at 45. I would say if it gets below 44.80, it probably could get hammered. And I wouldn't be bullish on it unless I saw like a strong opening drive above 46 and then accumulation above 46. CRM, this never got the flush below 120 I wanted to buy it on the open. It just held 120, and then went to 123 on the open, which I had as resistance, hold in, and then got the second resistance before reversing with the market. So this one, I mean, I guess I would like to see the flush today. You know, they didn't do it yesterday, but basically the flush is to, I mean, there's a lot of support there. The flush is really like mid 118s that I would take a look at it, where I think more buyers would be stepping in between 118 and 118.60, and then see if it pops back up to 122, makes a lower high. Something like that. PRTA. So PRTA, I think some people traded this one yesterday. It was pretty good. We had talked about 38 being potential support for that if it failed above 40. And it looks like, you know, they did have that hammer on the open and went out actually all the way to 37.50. And the rest of the day, people knew that 38. I wasn't the only one looking at it, obviously, because it was being accumulated there for a couple hours. Made another run at 40 and failed. Wouldn't surprise me if this moves sideways for a few days and then we watch it curl out of a sideways move. But if you do see it consolidating below, let's say 37.70 and then breaks 37.50, it could come off $1.50 or so. And if it gets above 39 and it's consolidating, I would look for a move back up into the 40s. Okay, so it's going to be a busy day today. Market's already moving a lot. Just make sure that one trade doesn't hurt you that much, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities in market plays, as well as hopefully those two stocks that I mentioned.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important? And how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.